Hey everyone, I'm Infinite, and you're watching Medical Careers You Did Not Know About. This series is where we break down real roles in the healthcare career that deserve way more attention. Today, we're diving into the world of medical billing, a career that keeps the healthcare field system running behind the scenes. Whether you're interested in working from home, stepping into a new field, or just looking for a stable path in the healthcare, this is the one you need to know about. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more career content. And if you want to go deeper, I have put details in a step-by-step guide that's available now. You'll find that in the link in the description below. So let's get started.
Step into the world of infinite intelligence, where knowledge meets entertainment and brilliance. You'll find the answers to life's greatest questions. With every video we spark new obsessions. Infinite intelligence, we're here to elevate. Unlock your mind and let the wisdom resonate. We dive into the depths of the universe unknown. Infinite intelligence and knowledge is our own.
All right. So welcome to a comprehensive guide of the virtual medical or non-virtual billing profession. In the following slides, we will be exploring everything you need to know about this growing career path that combines healthcare knowledge with financial expertise, all from the comfort of your home or in a healthcare billing office. Whether you're considering changing careers, looking for leverage, or existing healthcare experience in a remote setting, this presentation will provide the essential information you need that will help you understand the role, requirements, and opportunities in this virtual or non-virtual medical billing. Okay? So, what is virtual medical billing or medical billing in general? All right, let's get into it. So, healthcare financial intermediary acts as a crucial link between healthcare providers, insurance companies, and patients to ensure reimbursement for medical services. So, this is basically the liaison. We're going to use that word, the liaison between the healthcare providers, the insurance company, and the patient. So, medical billers have to bill the claim out to the to the insurance company on behalf of the patient regarding the services that the provider have given. So it's like a little trifecta, okay? So if there isn't a patient, there isn't a provider, there isn't insurance, then there isn't a bill, okay? Excuse me. So, remote professional, okay, works from home or remote locations while obtaining same level accuracy and compile as on-site billing staff, right? And right now we are specifically speaking about a biller. If I say I work in the billing department, that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily a biller. I could be a biller, a validator, I could be a collector, depending on the setup. So if you're in a hospital, it might look different from if you're in a doctor's office, because a hospital capacity, as far as excuse me, the traffic regarding the patients is going to look different from in a office with a doctor, a physician. Okay, so like I said, we're just speaking about a medical biller. Okay, all right. So managers, revenue cycle specialist manages the financial aspect of the patient care from insurance verification through payment collection, helping healthcare practices maintain financial health. All right. So, like I just said, some facilities have this is a three position thing that they have going on: the biller, the collector, the validator. Sometimes the biller will be doing quote unquote all these things. So it just depends on what that facility or that physician office has going on. So, virtual medical billers combine medical knowledge with billing expertise to navigate the complex healthcare reimbursement landscape. These ensure healthcare providers um, receive proper payment while helping patients understand their financial responsibilities, all while enjoying the flexibility of remote work. So, this once again can be an on site or remote work from home position. All right. So, what are the key responsibilities? All right. So, let's start with claims management. Submit clean claims to insurance providers. So, I work at a healthcare facility. We want to do one time, that's all. I forgot what the motto is. But you want to be able to bill the claim out just one time. You don't want to keep rebilling the claim, rebilling the claim, rebilling the claim. No, you need to know what you're doing. Because not all the time that insurance company is going to tell you what you're doing wrong. All right. So sometimes it is a trial and error type of thing, but we want to make sure that once we figure out what that mistake is, we write it down and we keep that for our records, right? Because you're dealing with different payers, different insurance companies. All right, you need to verify insurance eligibility. And like I said, once again, the biller may or may not be doing this. In my world, somewhat everybody does it because it depends on what aspect of the claim cycle that you're dealing with. All right. So follow up or unpaid denial claims. All right. So financial process and posting payments to patient accounts. Generating patient statements and processing refunds and adjustments. So once again, depending on if you're working at a healthcare facility or in a doctor's office, you will not be responsible for all this stuff because in my world, once again, payment posting, that's a space for itself. All right. Generating statements, that's a whole nother, that's, so we have cash posting, that's a whole nother space. And then generating patient statements is the miscellaneous team. They handle that. So, and processing refunds, they do process refunds and they do adjustments, but also validation does adjustments as well. All right. So communication, resolving billing inquiries from patients, coordinating with insurance representatives, and updating provider on payment status. Once again, same rules apply. Depending on if you're in an office space or if you're in your facility space, these are all separate positions. Separate groups of people are handling these things. Okay? And reporting compliance, generating financial reports, maintaining current billing reports, and ensuring adherence to healthcare regulations. Okay, so that's definitely something billing will be handling. So, the virtual medical biller serves as a financial backbone of healthcare practices, ensuring revenue flows smoothly while maintaining compliance with complex regulations. Their work their work directly impacts the financial health of medical practices and the billing experience of patients. So, you know, all this is true. All this is true. This is definitely true in a doctor's office. If a biller is doing these things, this is a lot of things for a biller to be doing. I'm not gonna lie to you, but this is a lot of things. But and I'm just like I said, I'm just saying that from a since I work at a hospital. But excuse me, let me get some water. But with that being said, every person that I just named off, and I will be doing presentations on these positions as well. Every person I just named off, a medical biller, a medical collector, a medical validator, those positions are all very important positions that have to do with revenue cycle, because if the claim is not billed correctly, guess what? It's going to deny. And who has to work on that denial? Either, for the most part, it's going to be a medical collector the first time. And then if it, at some point in time, they do what they need to do the first time, it will be validated, and then it's perfect at that point. But if a medical collector doesn't get it, guess who has to fix it? The validation has to fix it. The validation has to make sure, like I said, the COBs are correct. The validation has to make sure that they paid according to contract. So we are definitely going to go into those things as well. But I just want to break that down, because depending on the capacity of where you're working at, all this matters. Okay, so daily workflow. Review new charges from the previous day in preparing insurance claims for submissions. Address any urgent claim rejections that require immediate attention. All right, so midday process. And once again, depending on where you work at, they have different processes on what they need done. I know where I work at, they want all the claims billed out before, I believe it's like 12 o'clock. It could be 1. But they have to make sure that before anything. So everything's priority, but some things are even more priority than the priority. So you have to make sure that you know what's priority in the priority. All right. All right. So midday, process incoming payments from insurance companies and patients. Post them to the correct accounts. Reconcile payment discrepancies. So that's a lot going on. Once again, that all this can be broken up into different positions. Right, that can definitely be broken up into different positions. So, work on claim denials and rejections. Investigate reasons and resubmitting with corrections. Follow up on outstanding claims. Approaching timely filing deadlines. All right. Generating patient statements, perform account reconciliation, and create financial records for providers. Analysis, aging. I'm having a brain fart right now. Analyze aging reports to identify collection opportunities. All right. So if all these things are going on, it sounds like a well ran machine. But in a perfect world, that's what is good. These are the things that are definitely going on. But like I said, these are also subject to different other people's responsibilities, because depending on what you have going on, not one person can't handle all this. That's just the reality of the situation. So, throughout the day, medical billers must balance scheduled tasks with responsive work, addressing inquiries from patients and providers as they arise. This requires excellent time management skills and the ability to prioritize effectively in the remote environment. Okay. So you're definitely going to be multitasking. You're going to be responding to emails all while doing a lot of this. Okay. So, work setting and opportunities. So, healthcare providers. These are some of the settings that that you could be working in and working with. All right. So you could be working for a healthcare provider, which I just spoke about, which are private practices, specialty clinics and hospitals, behavioral health facilities, and telehealth communities. You can be working as a freelance biller, which is a really good idea, a consultant, small business practice, as serving multiple practices. All right. That's really a good thing. Being a biller is not that difficult. You just got to know what you're doing. But I say that from a person that went from the bottom to where I'm at now, knowing all aspects of the billing cycle, the medical billing cycle, as well as financial billing cycle. Got 20 years of experience, 10 years in medical, 20 years in finance. So this is coming from that perspective. All right. So billing companies, remote billing firms, revenue cycle management companies, and third party administrators, and insurance sectors provider relations department with insurance companies and claims processing teams. All right. But I also mentioned earlier, straight up hospitals, and I don't see that on here. They do have behavioral health facilities, but just regular hospitals as well that have, billing departments. All right. So let's go into the education requirements. You do need a basic education, which includes a high school I said a high school education. But yeah, high school diploma, associate degree is preferred, but not necessary all the time. You can come in at the bottom doing other things. Like I said, depending on where you work at, how they have it structured, there's definitely opportunity to get your foot in the door with things that aren't as I'm gonna say not as serious as billing, because you do need to have a full understanding of what you're doing, because you can't just be billing out the wrong thing to the wrong person in the wrong type of way one too many times. I mean, it's a serious thing. So you got to know what you're doing. You got to be paying attention. And starting from the bottom is not all. When I say bottom, that's not always a bad thing. You gotta learn, and it's gonna be something you're gonna be proud of in the future. All right. Ooh, okay, so while entry level positions may accept candidates with just a high school education, competitive candidates typically pursue specialized education in medical billing and coding, associate degrees in health information management, or billing provider comprehensive training, while professional certifications validate expertise and often lead to higher salary opportunities. Most certifications require ongoing education, typically 20 to 36 continuing education units every 2 years to maintain active status and current with the industry changes. So, what am I talking about? There are definitely companies like the AAPC, the NA, I forgot the other names, but they're going to be listed below, that help you obtain certifications so you can go ahead and get started with your knowledge in this field. Okay, this what I'm doing is more like it's not a career overview. This is not an overview that I'm giving you. It's more like a road map. So it'll help you out in your decision and understanding of what's going on in the road ahead, basically. All right. So, essential skills: technical proficiency, mastering the billing software, such as the ones I have listed, familiar with CPT codes, the ICD-10 and HCPCS codes, coding systems, and electronic claim submission processes. All right. And sometimes you don't necessarily, like, if you've, like, I've, once again, I started in finance. So when you've gotten an understanding of distributing loans, collecting loans, underwriting on loans, everything that has to do with the loan and the systems or whatever or whatnot, excuse me, yeah, you can you get an understanding of other systems and how they work as well. Especially even though medical billing is different from business finance, they do go hand in hand in a lot of different ways, right? So it's not hard to transition from one thing to the next. It's just a little extra knowledge and care that you just got to put in to understand it. All right. So Attention to detail, which is what I just spoke about. Precision in data entry and claim submission. Ability to spot discrepancies in complex financial documents, patient records to prevent costly billing errors. And when I say this is so true, this is so true. Sometimes you gotta dig and see. You might have a claim that denies, and this is coming from, and I'm pretty sure a biller will be doing this too. But if you have a claim that denied duplicate and it's on your desk, you need to see if, hey, did the patient have another claim, same day to service in a different place? Especially if you're dealing with a hospital or same day to service and was billed and the encounters weren't linked. Do I need to link them and add a geo condition code? But if you're not looking for those things, you're not gonna know those things. You get what I'm saying? So, you got to pay attention to detail. What are the things that could have caused these denials, right? And that's just no matter who's dealing with it, the biller, the collector, the validator, whoever. Okay? So clear communication, empathy with patients, about financial responsibilities, professional interactions with insurance representatives and healthcare providers. Now, in my world, me in particular, I don't speak with patients like that. If I do, it's gonna I can call you about a quick question, right quick, or to inform you of something. But a lot of it, if it's really, if I do need to, it's going to be through paper correspondence, letter correspondence or whatever, like that. But a different department handles, like I said, different things sometimes, and you always want to make sure that you're communicating in a professional manner, especially when you're trying to clear up, COB issues or other billing issues, that might prevent claims to not pay, right? So success, did I read this already? Yes, no. So success as a medical biller requires a unique blend of technical skills, soft skills, and self-discipline, the ability to interpret issues, to interpret complex insurance policies and translate them for the patients in particularly valuable as is adaptability to frequently changing healthcare regulations. Okay. So what does that just say? To make a long story short, you just want to make sure you have clear communication, as well as the self-discipline and I'm gonna just say the eyes as well. To pay attention to what you got in front of you, what the actual issue is. You're asking questions regarding those issues, and you're going to those places that you need to go to resolve those issues. And if you just so happen to speak with a patient or to an insurance company, you want to make sure that you're clearly communicating those issues, because depending on how you ask these questions are going to be dependent on if you can go ahead and get that claim reconsidered. Okay, you need to know what you're talking about. It's like having some keywords. It's like, because sometimes these people do not know what they're talking about. Okay, they don't. All right, and we're almost done. I hope I'm not boring y'all with this presentation. All right, so technology requirements. Certain hardware. I have two dual monitors. Dual monitors will save your life. If you have one monitor, I don't know how you're working on one monitor, because me in particular, I have to work on like maybe 7 different systems sometimes. Going in and out of systems looking for information. So you're going to have 2 monitors to work. I mean, some people, yeah, I understand. I don't, but yeah, you need 2 monitors. You're going to have 2 monitors. Sometimes you're going to have a headset. Sometimes you're going to have webcams. Connectability. You need to have high-speed internet, especially if you're working from home. Secure lines. Depending on what you're doing, you might need to have a fax and a backup internet connection. If you have frequent internet issues, they will provide you with the software, practice management software, HIPAA compliant communication tools, secure document management, and anti-software security software, antivirus security software. So that will be, that comes with the job. All right, so medical billers must create a secure HIPAA compliant workspace that protects sensitive patient information. Many employers provide access to specialized billing software, which is what I just stated, but the biller is typically responsible for maintaining the secure work environment with appropriate equipment. All right. So here I do have a graph. It goes over how much the entry level position starts out, and it climbs up to experience, then to after 5 years. Then we have your senior level, and then you have your billing manager. All right. So compensation for virtual medical biller varies based on experience, certification, specialization, and geographic location. Metropolitan areas typically offer higher salaries to offset living costs. Many positions include performance bonuses based on collection rates and claim accuracy metrics. Okay. And if you are not working with a facility or practice, freelancers and consultants may earn up to $20 to $50 per hour, uh, with increasing based on specialty expertise and proven results. Some independent billing charges percents based off fees, typically between 5 and 7 of collections, which can significantly increase earnings potential when working with high revenue practices. Interesting. I did not know this. Interesting. All right. So, trending industry trends, automation and AI. So, integration of artificial intelligence for routine billing tasks, allowing billers to focus on complex claims and where did I step off of? Let's see. Billers to focus on complex claims and expectation handling. Automations, automated eligibility verification and claim scrubbing are becoming standard, that is a good thing. Telehealth expansion, which we just spoke about telehealth. That was the first video on this series. So if you missed it, make sure you go back and watch it if you're interested in being a telehealth assistant. So, rapid growth in the virtual care, creating new billing specializations. Remote billing with telehealth expertise are increasingly valued as practices navigate complex reimbursement rules for virtual visits. All right. Value-based care. And this is another thing, and we are going to talk about this in another career. Value-based care is growing. So they're shifting from a fee-for-service into value-based reimbursement model, requiring billers to understand new payment methodologies and quality metrics that impact provider compensation, and price transparency. New regulations requiring healthcare providers to disclose prices, creating opportunity for billers can choose. No. Opportunity for billers who can help practices comply with transparency rules and communicate costs to patients. All right. So let me get some water before we move forward. The medical billing landscape is evolving rapidly with technology advancements and regulatory changes. Forward-thinking billers who embrace new technologies can adapt to changing reimbursement models while find expanded opportunities as the healthcare financial ecosystem continues to transform. Okay, and it is actually transforming in front of our eyes as we speak, especially mine. Whether people know that or not, but if you're already in the field, you see that already going on. So, what are some of the career paths regarding being a medical biller? We have this graph right here that shows where you can start from and how it goes up. Medical billing offers multiple advancement paths. Many billers progress from entry level positions to specialized role focusing on particular medical specialties or complex billing areas like denial management. Other move into leadership, managing teams of remote billers, or oversee entire revenue cycle operations. And like I said, when you're working at a hospital, it is a whole cycle operation. Some experienced billers leverage their expertise to become trainers, consultants, and or business owners, starting their own medical billing service. The educational investment to advance is relatively modest, typically involving additional certifications rather than advanced degrees. All right. So, what are some of the advantages and challenges before we close out? Some of the advantages are, this could be a flexible remote opportunity. It is steady demand across healthcare settings. Uh, it's lower stress than direct patient care, but it is and it can be stressful at times. So don't just think that it isn't, because it's a lot to remember. It's a lot going on. Minimal education investment compared to most. I'm gonna say it like that, but you do definitely need to be just be familiar with working in systems, thinking critically, seeing patterns, open to opportunities of learning opportunities, clear performance matrix, opportunity for incentive bonuses, and transferable skills across healthcare settings. All right, so what are some of the challenges? Keeping up with policy changes. That is so true. When I tell you, it is so true. Things change all the time with insurance companies. They might get taken over. They might change their name. I mean, well, some things are going to stay the same, but it just depends. It depends on what aspect you got going on. So, like at the hospital I work at, things are broken down into teams between government and commercial. And well, it started out as government and commercial. But even though you have government and commercial, that's broken down into teams of Medicaid, Medicare, and two commercial teams. And just recently, it went from Medicaid, Medicare, two commercial teams, and a HMO team, a Medicare HMO team. So that's basically like another government team or whatever. So yeah, so like I said, depending on what the place that you're working for has going on, it's gonna look very different. It's gonna look different, but the goal is the same across the board. You got a denied claim, we need to get it paid. So that stays the same. We need to make sure if we billing it right, is it coded right, are the credentials right, all these things. But yeah. All right. Is eligibility right? Is the coordination benefits right? Yeah. All right. So the virtual medical biller profession offers a unique combination of healthcare involvement with direct patient care responsibilities. The ability to work remotely provides significant lifestyle benefits, while the ongoing demand for billing expertise offers job security. However, success requires continuous education to keep pace with the ever-changing healthcare reimbursement landscapes. That is so true. Okay. So here are some resources that I have for this presentation, but I'm going to show you after this part what you can get in the link below. That will be more of a resource, a deeper in-depth resource that can assist you with moving forward in this career path if you choose to do so. So we have education and certification complete. The completion of medical billing programs through community college and online education pursues certifications through organizations such as the AAPC or the AHIMA. And we have other organizations that can also help you get certified in this field. All right, you can also gain experience through entry-level positions at billing companies, healthcare organizations that offer training, internships, volunteer opportunities. All right, and focus on developing expertise in the following, which is insurance verification process, clean claim submission techniques, payment posting procedures, and basic denial management. All right, yeah, and you don't even necessarily have to know payment posting procedures, but it is included in there. But like I said earlier, depending on where you're working at, what you got going on at that facility or practice, this is a position in itself. All right, and you would not be posting payments. Establishing your remote career after gaining experience, transition to fully remote positions with established credentials. Consider specializing in high demand areas like telehealth billing, which is something I might need to do. Participate in medical specialties to increase your marketability. All right. So continue education through annual coding updates, payer specific webinars, compliance training, and software certification courses. And you can get all that through joining one of these organizations. Me, myself, I'm part of the AAPC organization. All right. So starting a virtual medical billing career requires a strategic approach to education and experience billing. Many successful billers begin with broad healthcare administration roles before specializing in billing. The investment in proper training and certification pays dividends through increasing earning potential and job opportunities in this growing field. All right. So that concludes the video. I hope you learned something from this video. And like I said earlier, this right here is a more of a comprehensive guide that goes over everything that we just discussed, but it gives you a little bit more in-depth detail. Let me make sure this is showing. Yeah. So it definitely gives you a little bit more healthcare detail. It gives you like exam costs. It gives you certification options. It gives you a lot more comprehensive information that you might need before going into this field. What I just gave you, like I said, was not an overview. It is more of a roadmap of what's ahead, and that is the point of this video, because I know a lot of people are not aware. And yeah. So like I said, if you learned something new here, be sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I have more videos to come. And let's just go over what we learned from this video and the benefits of this video. On this video, we clarified what medical billing is. We gave insight into the remote and on-site options regarding medical billing. We did a step-by-step guidance for getting started. I gave you career confidence without having a medical degree. I gave you realistic salary expectations and empowerment through knowledge, because before you watch this video, you might not have even been aware of this field. And access to a paid resource that is not that much, might I add, for the next steps of actions if you are serious about moving forth in this particular field. Okay? So make sure once again you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'm out.